The model code of conduct, it's said, can come in place in the next 48 to 72 hours. And we at NDTV decided to bring to you a special show. It's called Election Cafe, and that is the reason why we have these mugs on our table. It has nice tea in it. Vasudha, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking chai.
Chai only?
You know, he gave me chai without sugar and I was a little offended, so I just put lots of sugar and
So do you have sugar in your tea?
For today, I will focus on cafe rather than election. So let's talk about cafe and tea and coffee and all.
Okay, I think it's nice because even the decor makes it little, informal, as they say. लेकिन चुनाव का यही माहौल है. चुनाव, when we say चाय पे चर्चा जो शुरू हुई थी, अखिलेश जी, it was about that informal communication. Why is the best communication always over chai?
See, if you go to any village, or for that matter, even a town, people talk about the taxi wala. The drivers basically, they talk to the taxi driver who will tell them what is going on, what is the pulse in the city, who's going to win, all that thing. But in villages and towns, the chai ki dukaan, chai wala, and the pan ki dukaan, tamoli. These two are the main areas where, you will get the pulse. What is the real politics all about? You will hear so many things, so many stories, the nitty-gritties of politics, which you will never hear in the TV studios. That's why you have to go there.
So that's why we have come here.
That's why we are here.
That's why we are here. So,
Different sets of people meet and they talk, and there is no agenda. There is no set agenda. So they discuss almost everything under the sun. And since in some parts of India, politics is the most dominant theme, so they discuss about politics and election.
Ashwini, since you are a data guy here with us, do data on a chai stall give the right picture?
I think so, yes. That's why Modi has started the Chai Pe Charcha. So it helps. In terms of, if you talk about, if you go to villages, especially as Akhilesh sir said, tapri is another term that is also called as a dukaan pe jo hum chai ki dukaan bolte hain usko tapri bhi bolte hain. So you will get the lots of opinion about the politics, and over there on the Chai Pe Charcha you will get mostly stuff related to the politics only. So that is why there is a sense that once you are on the tapri or on the chai, you will get the real pulse, what's going on in the country in terms of politics.
Okay, so let's talk about two issues which, as political journalists, we are most.
Enough about tea. Now let's talk about coffee.
So we'll talk about coffee, but then no, Vasudha is having tea without sugar. So is CAA the sugar that the BJP wanted in Bengal?
Yes, I think a lot of us might end up disagreeing on this, but I do think that it really alters the discourse of 2024. It's a very powerful issue because I was speaking to some, TMC guys, and the ones who are very optimistic about the party said, "Ki madam, bas Bongaon mein hoga aur Ranaghat pe hoga." But the ones who know the truth say that 6 Lok Sabhas of Bengal could be affected from Birbhum to Krishnanagar because SC Namshudra community, might have gone to Bongaon, and that whole symbolism of Boroma and this Matua, Namashudra, this thing, it reminds you of why partition took place. It's a reminder of who asked for partition. So in some ways, it's a powerful reminder of where history can take you to and what the implications can be. So I think that way, even Sandesh Khali happening now has been quite a momentum blazer for the BJP.
So when we say 18, because Vasudha is saying 6 Lok Sabha seats. So is it 18 plus 6?
I will tend to disagree with her in the sense that whenever something very powerful and emotive issue emerges, there is always a risk of counter-polarization also. So if certain communities and those who have come from Bangladesh and mostly Hindu, if they veer towards BJP en masse, then there is bound to be a counter-polarization on the other side. So net, I don't think it will have major impact in elections.
And I believe that this thing will happen, mostly affects on Nadia and North 24 Pargana, because these areas where you will have around 4 to 5 seats and 2 seats in the northern areas. That is the CA's impact. See, I think constituencies where the TMC will dent and BJP will get the benefit.
Border districts along
near the
So,
Bangladesh border.
North May, so I was looking at the responses of both Abhishek Banerjee and Mamata Banerjee today. Mamata Banerjee has started this thing that if you have land, you have job,
exactly.
you have Aadhaar card, now if you go register yourself as a foreigner, all that will be taken away from you. And she's also playing on this whole sentiment of Rajbanshis. Rajbanshis had asked for this Narayani military regiment, and she's saying that you have not gotten that. She's saying that in West Midnapur, which is SC/ST, BJP has not done meetings. So she is also using a powerful counter, like you said. Now, whose narrative is going to win is probably, that's where the...
Adding to the sugar, because we are discussing sugar, because we are in a
Election cafe.
So talking about this sugar, what will be the role of likes of Shantanu Thakur?
Very important, very crucial role. I'm just adding what Vasudha is saying. You know, in 2019, there was no CAA. It was only in the papers. It was only in the manifesto of the BJP. BJP managed to win 18 seats out of 42 in West Bengal. Now the CAA is implemented. It's a reality. And people will be actually applying online. The online portal has been launched. And Shantanu Thakur, you mentioned about him, is the leader of the Matua community. And that is the community which plays very significant role as far as West Bengal politics is concerned. They are the main beneficiary of this CAA. So I see a significant impact in favor of the BJP as far as the CAA is concerned in West Bengal.
So Bengal alone, or will there be impact also in Assam and other northeastern states?
I think Assam will impact for. There is a dent for BJP because lots of people. I have seen many reports where the protest is going on in Assam, especially because in Assam people don't accept the foreign people. Like even North Indians, they don't accept. They want the Assamese only. So if there is a benefit in West Bengal for BJP, there will be some dent in Assam. I think so.
Just adding to what Ashwini is saying, what's important in Assam is that, there's a clear-cut distinction between the Muslims who have migrated from Bangladesh and who are originally from Assam. So it's a very clear distinction.
Muslims versus
Yes, so the BJP plays on that emotion very well in Assam.
And Hemant Biswa Sarma also mentioned the Bangladeshi Assam.
Yes.
Right?
So then in that case, it's not about religion per se here. It will not be about mobilization or polarization along religion in Assam.
उससे पहले हम अखिलेश जी ने कहा कि 2019 और 2024 में क्यों सिचुएशन अलग रहेगा वेस्ट बंगाल में 2019 में देयर वाज नो अपोजिशन सो एंटायर एंटी ममता वोट वेंट टुवर्ड्स द बीजेपी नाउ फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम बीजेपी विल बी challenging the TMC on its core ideological principles, whether you agree or not. So this is for the first time and it has not been tested yet in LA election.
But then I have a counter on this. Don't you think in the last 5 years particularly, BJP has almost defined itself as a political force in Bengal?
It will be the first election after BJP has almost finished its ideological project, almost, in West Bengal.
But the project is still underway, I would say.
Most of it has been done. Most of the CAA, 370 and triple talaq and all, they have been done.
I think...
In a way, just adding to what you are saying, Mamata also wants that, all the opposition is identified with the BJP, because when the by-election recently held, and she actually blamed the CPM and the Congress party, saying that, they are responsible for the large number of migration of Muslim votes towards, there was a split in the Muslim vote, that's what she was alleging. And today, as we are talking, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, she has fielded Yusuf Pathan against him. That shows her strategy also, that how she is, trying to split that kind of thing, and that will actually play in favor of the BJP.
But Akhilesh, I also feel that she has also diluted some of her principles, like this Bahiragato. Now, fielding somebody like Yusuf Pathan, a Gujarati, in, so that, and I think parties cannot, yes, and parties cannot afford to be, I think, inward-looking now, be it DMK, be it TMC. This is the challenge that most of them are facing. So that's why they're also sort of strategizing their ideology in such a way. Those shifts are taking place. Be it DMK has also been putting out Hindi posters, right? Like, because they feel that, India is getting more and more urbanized. We are living in cities now. So I think that is, but with regard to Assam, I think Hemanta Biswa Sarma tried very hard. There's this very important comment by him when he said ki Bengali Hindu or Assamese Hindu, dono Kamakhya ke paas jata hai. Lekin that didn't work. Still, ASU holds a lot of ground in Assam, right? So that Assamese identity is central to citizenship there, and I think Assam will be a different story, and I think that's...
Yeah, Bengal will be a different story, Assam will be a different story.
And also there are people concerned about NRC also. because when we talk about CA, then in the backdrop, we can remember the Amit Shah's statement. Chronology. समझिए आपकी पहले CA आएगा फिर NRC आएगा. That also affects. And NRC is very important for Assam and West Bengal.
I think there's a kind of tweak in the perception or the narrative being created by the BJP. Now they do not talk about NRC as such, and in the past 4.5 years there is no talk as such. And now yesterday also when this CA rules are notified, it was very clear that this is not to take away the citizenship, but actually to give.
More about
It's more about
humanitarian.
giving. More no humanitarian.
Yeah.
So
No, but I'm
you
saying-
created a perception.
But Ashwini, what happened 4 years ago may not happen now. I would say that BJP in the last 4 years has managed to communicate that CA and RC are separate first, and the entire misgivings which were related to CA, be it to do with, that it is about Indian Muslims being targeted, all that has been done away with. So that humanitarian angle and right now, the minority community has different issues to handle. They are looking at education.
2019 and 20, a lot more states were opposition ruled. There were 6 states that actually brought in resolutions against CA. But now, I mean, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, everything is, exactly.
Just the West Bengal and Assam. There is no protest in Kerala. Kerala, just an important thing I just wanted to ask all of you. So Kerala there is a party, IUML, has filed a case in Supreme Court, but AIDMK, that is the Muslim party, but they are not doing anything against the CA. What's the strategy? Like, if you can explain.
See, look, I genuinely feel that the Muslims right now in India are looking at issues which are more bread and butter. They are looking at issues of aspiration. They are looking at education. They want to be part of the India growth story. They do not want to be left out, being caught in this binary of secularism versus communalism. Because there is this greater understanding within the community, and I think it has a lot to do with the outreach which is happening in the Gulf countries by the Prime Minister, where he is attempting to redefine. So
On the contrary, when the BJP gives just one Muslim ticket out of 195, so what message does the BJP send?
So if you remember, in 2009, around 2017 or something, when Mr. Shah was the BJP president and UP went to polls, we had asked a similar question to Mr. Shah. His answer was winnability. So from no ticket to at least engaging with them at some stage, even if it is a long way to travel. But I genuinely feel that this welfareism which is happening, Labhartis, or the distribution of the welfare of the state is irrespective of religion. And that is going to make an impact in the minds of Muslims.
Well, I come from Gujarat, and there was this one Muslim to tell me that samriddhi chhe saman nathi. Like, we have prosperity, we don't have respect. I think that is changing now because I think there has been active efforts from the Prime Minister himself on, at least ensuring that minority doesn't feel sort of demonized. But of course, when you talk about triple talaq, you talk about what the clergy in Islam do. When you talk about CA, it's about how the partition happened and who asked for it. So these are reminders of that. I think the BJP will have to play a far more responsible role. Yes, absolutely.
Ramesh Buduri and Pravesh Verma.
Yeah,
That
all
is also
vote
sends a
about.
message.
Yes. So I think that will be seen as not taking action immediately, but maybe in the hindsight you realize that these are not individuals who are adding to the narrative, they are only being divisive.
What would you
Taking off from what you said, and a friend who is known to both of you and me also, he told me recently that all YouTube channels which are doing exceedingly well in Pakistan are all of them praising India growth story.
Oh, yeah, that's
कि इंडिया में ये हो रहा है देखो हम लोग ने अपना चांसेस को रियून कर लिया and they all are, which means that there is a sense of left out in Pakistan, and probably what you are saying is also right. In India's Muslim community also, a sense of getting left out, or we were cheated or something like that.
I'm saying that the question is also of relevance or irrelevance of a movement like Shahin Bagh. Right. There were several members of my relatives and extended family who were there, who were participating in it. But my question was also that does it benefit you? All of you are sitting on a legislation about which very little is known. The rules have not been formulated right now. Rules have been formulated. If you have disagreements, then you have a reasoned out argument. What I genuinely feel is that this is almost, this 2024 like it will be an epochal moment for the country, it will also be for Indian Muslims. Whether they want to be left out completely of the India growth story, because there is a realization in more and more communities that you interact with or gatherings that are there, there is no longer that sense that, you know, that we should be fighting for secularism, we should be fighting for issues. It's about contain your energy and fight for issues of livelihood. Ensure that you get a good job. Ensure that your kids are educated. So I think that aspirational India is actually catching up with this community, which was largely...
Yeah, that is, I mean, I would agree with you. And, you know, I have friends who take part in CAA protests but end up voting for the BJP because there is practical politics at play here. They'll be like, you know, Arey, we want investment. We are software engineers working in Bangalore. Or at least, you know, we want good things in life.
Yes.
And opposition, we know the state of opposition.
इसका लेकिन कारण भी है. Muslims for the first time after 91, Muslims for the first time, because of liberalization economic policies, they are increasingly become stakeholders in real stakeholders in India growth story.
Yes.
And you look around, all the skilled workers are mostly Muslims, and they have prospered a lot.
Yeah.
They have gained a lot because premium for skilled work has gone up tremendously after 91. So they are, and they have traditionally been, तो अब स्टेक होल्डर हैं तो उनको भी लगता है कि जो हमारा तो we are part of the system, so we have to protect. There is ownership.
But there is a sense of insecurity also. We have talked about the development, that is fine, but there is a sense of insecurity in a Muslim. We live in a like metro city, but once you go to the rural side of India, you go to tier 1 city, tier 2 cities, you will feel people have a sense of insecurity, especially in Muslims, just because of the BJP leaders is giving speeches against them, and they are like कुछ भी बोल देते हैं. आप अगर सुने हैं तो वो उनके मन में एक इनसिक्योरिटी है कि इफ बीजेपी विल रिटेन फॉर 5 years 10 years, उनके लिए एग्जिस्टेंस का भी प्रॉब्लम आएगा.
And they must be disappointed the way opposition is behaving. You know, there's no hardly any opposition alliance. The INDI story is almost over. The way Mamata Banerjee announced candidates on all 42 seats. I mean, she declared this story is over as far as West Bengal is concerned.
Come to the issue of CAA. If had it been a united India, had it been a united India bloc taking on the BJP, do you think the impact that the CAA will have in increasing the vote share would have been less? Had there been left Congress, all of them fighting unitedly? Vasudha?
Well,
Let's look at those constituencies that we are talking about.
Well, I always believe that the opposition did not have a very coherent opposition to CAA because, you know, there is a humanitarian angle to it. Why would you oppose somebody getting CAA? Because NRC is going to come, and NRC in Assam was basically Supreme Court monitored, right? Was asked for. So I think they never had a coherent this thing. And I remember one of the first elections I covered was 2014 Mumbai Maharashtra elections, and I had gone to Mumbai with this hope that, you know, Mumbai ka Musalman, you know, gangster and this and that. Let me just cover this. And the voting percentage was less than 30% among Muslims. They were so disappointed with the opposition then. So I think, like Maria says, minority community is asking and looking for very different things which we fail to understand. BJP, like you said, has to be very responsible and increase its representation. Malappuram se agar tum Abdul Salam ko field kar rahe ho, that's just a token, right? Because it's a Muslim dominated place. They need to identify good leadership among Muslims and give a sense of assurance to the community.
But giving a sense of assurance, Vasudha, has to be not the way that other parties have done. Well, I have issues also with that. इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में 33% है. पूरे वेस्टर्न यूपी में देखिए कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी आफ्टर कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी इट्स मुस्लिम डोमिनेटेड. But the BJP gave that counter argument. They have swept Western UP. Not a single Muslim candidate has won. So should the representation be on those lines, or should it be about, you know, Muslims who can make a difference in the community?
No, but the story was different in 17th Lok Sabha.
Yeah.
If you compare it with the 16th Lok Sabha, because in UP, the picture completely changed. That was mainly because the SP, BSP coming together. But this time again, they are not together.
They are not together.
So that will go against the Muslim interest, because, you know, the Muslim source will be divided. And that will ultimately help the BJP.
Okay, so coming again on the question of CAA, what impact will CAA have, say, in Uttar Pradesh?
I don't think there will be any impact, or for that matter, in any election. See, this will be seen as one of many ideological projects of BJP. So it will come as an entire package, not just one. So one issue altering electoral outcome in this state or that state, I think that is very simplistic explanation.
So maximum impact is likely to
I
be
mean,
in Bengal.
I think it's an emotive issue, you know,
Yes,
and
it is a civilizational moment.
yeah.
I think it's similar to, say, a 370.
You know, I have a person who cleans my house. She comes from Bangladesh. She's this one person who tell me कि आज एकादशी है, आज ये है. She's very devout, okay, and she can't send her children to school because she doesn't have Aadhaar and all that. So I think it's humanitarian. More than that, I know ruthless political calculations would say a person doesn't bother about these things. But here is Modi, who's also who's an emotive subject himself. So
You can say icing on the cake, you know, because there are so many other issues. But ultimately, the real issue, I agree with him that ultimately the real issue is the bread and butter issue, which is like giving free ration to 80 crore people. That is going to be the major issue for as far as the BJP is concerned.
Yes, so it will be an addition.
I come from Uttar Pradesh, especially from Azamgarh. There is a 40% Muslim community population is there, but I feel like the people over there is not about concern about CAA. That is why there is no impact on BJP or either the SP or BSP. And second point is there is a no alliance between SP and BSP. So the vote will be split between the SP and Congress alliance and the BSP. So there will be no impact for BJP, and obviously BJP will get benefited because of the split of Muslim votes. And also CA is not the topic. I don't think so. It's
but
not a.
combined with Ram Mandir, CAA, and a lot of ideological issues, and also the BJP portraying itself as a party that delivers, right? So that is going to be on the minds of people.
That was the theme yesterday.
That came from
जो कहा सो किया हाँ. This was our promise in 2019. Now we have delivered on our promise. We have delivered on CAA. We have delivered on repealing Article 370. We also delivered on constructing Ram Temple. So BJP is going with that guarantee. They're calling it Modi guarantee. That whatever Modi says, he does.
Okay, so let's start wrapping up this conversation, and I'm going to begin with you.
So I think we should discuss about Andhra Pradesh.
You want to discuss that? Okay, let's discuss. We have a
Let's 1 minute chat. Huh? So there is an alliance between BJP, Jan Sena and TDP, right? 17, 6 plus 2. But I don't understand why the BJP will get benefit because of the NDA alliance, because last time in 2014 they have an alliance with TDP and they won 19 seats, 16 plus 3. And 2019 they fought alone and BJP got 0 seats. So it's mean that BJP will get benefited. But the point is, sir, I was thinking about this alliance. Why YSRCP is not interested to do alliance with BJP? Because all the time they have supported BJP in the central government. Why they are not keen to like alliance with BJP?
I don't have any definitive answer to this, but Andhra Pradesh is a new state. We don't know how anti-incumbency is going to play out in Andhra Pradesh. It has not been tested yet. Probably BJP has sensed that there is a strong anti-incumbency against Jagan Reddy.
But he won a landslide victory. Last time he won.
No, but see, there are states where one party wins big and loses after 5 years.
Similarly, TDP.
It has. So probably BJP's feedback is there is a strong anti-incumbency against Jagan Reddy. लेकिन उससे पहले थोड़ा सा ऑब्जेक्शन मेरा है. पार्लियामेंट में 24 घंटे का एडवांस नोटिस दिया जाता है टॉपिक चेंज करने के लिए. आपने 2 मिनट में टॉपिक चेंज कर लिया.
Ajay, what I think is YSRCP cannot ally with BJP. You guys would agree now openly, because their vote bank comes from a certain Dalit Christian community, and that is at odds with what the BJP's politics is. But Andhra Pradesh is in a state where, especially after the bifurcation, there is a belief amongst a lot of Andhrites that the state got a raw deal. Now we don't know if that is true because papers are not here for us to see. Hyderabad went to Telangana, and Andhra was left with a mess of sorts. Despite Andhra being very agrarian, it was not under Nizam rule. So I think that is one reason why there is a lot of debt, and central support is crucial, not just for the YSRCP. Even if TDP comes to power, center is important. Central support is important. That is why this thing has happened. And this Kama is TDP's Kama party, Kapu party is, and then this whole welfare thing that both of them were talking about will also help them breach this OBC, SEST vote bank of Jagan, and urban vote, upper caste vote is anyway with TDP and BJP. So I think that's the...
And if you look at the push that is coming from the Prime Minister, and in the next few days, the number of rallies that he has in just about every southern state, there is a churn which is happening, which is not being captured, a trend which is there, which is not being captured. And I think Mr. Naidu realizes that this election, Prime Minister himself is on ticket. When Mr. Modi is on ticket, it will be about Modi the man. And he will have a better chance than making it about, there have been multiple examples, even in the last elections. For example, in Odisha, when it was a simultaneous Lok Sabha and Assembly elections, the results were stark. The BJP did manage to gain 8 seats, a surprise 8 seats, and in comparison to Assembly seats where their numbers overall went down. Similarly, I think the understanding within the BJP is that there is something which is showing in their meter or surveys which we are not able to gather at the moment. I won't be surprised that there could be a Telangana-like surprise even in Tamil Nadu.
How many seats do you think?
I will not give any seats at the moment, but like a Tamil Nadu.
I agree with you. I mean, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, the way Prime Minister Narendra Modi is focusing on Tamil Nadu, again he's going for 3 days.
About him.
It's about him, and BJP will certainly gain large number of votes there. There's no doubt about the BJP's vote percentage, vote share will definitely increase in Tamil Nadu. And coming to Andhra Pradesh and Ashwini's question, and I believe that in 2014, when Narendra Modi came at the national level, the national picture, 2 important parties, regional parties, Ram Vilas Paswan and Chandrababu Naidu, these were the 2 key players who supported him and actually gave him the kind of acceptability he was looking for. And Chandrababu Naidu's alliance with the BJP in Andhra Pradesh at that point of time helped the BJP. Again in 2018, when Chandrababu Naidu ditched the BJP, it was Mr. Naidu who suffered, not the BJP, because BJP has been a very marginal player in Andhra Pradesh. It gets just 1% of the vote. So BJP has, as we mentioned that way, that BJP has dono haathon mein laddu. BJP has nothing to lose in Andhra Pradesh. Anyway, I mean, if tomorrow Chandrababu Naidu doesn't do well, and suppose YSR Congress does well, the next time again BJP can join hands with YSRCP like they were getting support of the YSRCP in the past 10 years on all the crucial bills, including triple talaq, because you're talking about the minorities. On triple talaq also YSRCP's support was ensured by the BJP. So that shows, the regional aspirations and politics, they want to align with the whosoever parties in the center, and that will help the BJP.
Just one thing after that आप खत्म कर दीजिएगा. I believe they support just because they have lots of case, like Jagan Mohan Reddy has a ED and CBI case. That's the only reason he supports BJP. That I feel.
See, Jagan is somebody who basically really obeys the PM.
Yeah.
Chandrababu
He
Naidu is not like that.
genuinely
When I met Chandrababu Naidu on Saturday, he said the PM is a visionary like me. Now that statement is very so, he was explaining.
No, but he was the first CEO,
but
Chief Minister
yeah.
of India.
You have to give it to Chandrababu Naidu. When you go to Andhra Pradesh, go to Hyderabad, you see the kind of development.
But Akhilesh,
Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Chandrababu Naidu, these two.
But he made it a point to keep clarifying that there's no personal angst between me and the PM. The only thing was special status. But I think Jagan is far more subservient to the PM, and I think PM is also fond of him in many ways.
Yeah, very, very fond of him, in fact. So let's try and wrap up this conversation at Election Cafe. All of you can take the final sip of your... It's finished? Okay, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Election Cafe. We'll chat about politics and lots more.